This edition of the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs? The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whatever gift of Grandma's recipes, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bringing your memories back to life. They're whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show. It's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, then you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries with 2 strangers and 1 target where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and is even loved by Hollywood celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Order Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, now available at Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for goes Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is a key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. Who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs, huh? Well, the holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift for remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whatever gift of Grandma's recipes or just because, those smiles and tears will just melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw, Picture This Photo Books at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bring your memories back to life. The whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 30 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter today. And don't forget to check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise at themikewagnershow.com and also on Amazon at the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, throw pillows, tote bags, and more. Makes great gifts year-round 24/7. And check out the Mian Mohsen Zia store on Amazon for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also T-shirts, pop sockets, and other cool merchandise at the Mian Mohsen Zia store on Amazon. And don't forget to support the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. Also support us on Anchor FM and PayPal with a generous donation, and make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific gentleman who is a cyborg drummer/DJ and toured 24 countries, 43 states in the U.S., and played the sold-out shows at the Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia, metlifestadium, Lollapalooza, the Warped Tour, the Bamboozle Fest, Carnegie Hall, Lincolncenter, and he's got the latest single called Get Tough, which had 6 million plays and views so far. And of course, this guy writes, records, produces by himself, and features the voice and American Idol singers on each track. So no matter where they place, there's always a place in him as well. And he's had over 1 million views on YouTube, 600,000 total plays on Spotify. And of course, he's a brainchild of this gentleman here. So live with a drum kit and his Plus Studios in beautiful downtown New York City. And he is the very multi-talented drummer, DJ, producer, and extraordinaire of Drummageddon, Charlie Z. Charlie, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me, man. This is amazing. I'm so stoked. So many great things to talk about. Love your show. This is going to be awesome.
Well, thank you as well, too. And after I look at it, it's like, wow, this is amazing. And I wish I was at those places I could sell out to. So, and you've been a Cyborg drummer, DJ, and toured 24 countries, 43 states in the U.S., and you play the sold-out shows at the Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia. You played at MetLifeStadium, Lollapalooza, the Warp Tour, Bamboozle Fest, Carnegie Hall, Lincoln Center, and more. You got your latest single, Get Tough, which has gotten over 6 million plays. And not only you're a drummer DJ, you write, record, and produce all by yourself. And you also feature a number of singers from The Voice and American Idol singing on each track, which is just amazing. So you give them like a second chance in everything, which is great. And
yeah, I guess I do. I don't look at that. These are all just my friends, you know, and I've been really, really, really lucky that I have the most amazing friends in music. I've produced a ton of people. I've music directed a ton of people, and I've drummed for a ton of people for a long time. And, you know, as I've been out there doing my thing, little by little, I know people are like, oh, you should do your own thing. It's like, oh, yeah. And then little by little, I was like, you know what? I can kind of DJ. I drum. I can, do all the production and the writing and the recording and the mixing, the mastering. And little by little, it's like, I'll just call my own singer friends who are amazing, and just throw them on the record. And I'm good to go. And then it was Get Tough, got 6 million plays and views in a month. And now I'm up to 12 million total on 7 songs in a year, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, wow is right. I'm still kind of shocked myself. So,
boy, you're putting me at a big challenge. I'll tell you that. I'll look at my numbers and I'll look at like, oh my gosh.
And you're working really hard. I mean, the branding, the marketing, the whole thing. There's this whole other level in music and in branding, marketing, digital media. There's a whole nother level that you have to do beyond just doing the art, and this is the art. It's us talking, it's the podcast, or for me, it's the music and the production. There's all these levels of music business, and then there's the different friends and the favors that they can give you, and reposting and sharing, and you have this many followers, I have this many followers. Let's come together and post everything over here and here. All those little things, may not do a big deal on one thing, but when you put them all together, the entire brand moves all the way up. And that's how you get all these views and plays. And you're doing it too. I mean, this is amazing. We're all here, and it's awesome.
Something too, it's very interesting you touched on that, because I was interviewed by a lady out of New York, and who's tied to Ariana Huffington and the Huffington Post, which is like Thrive, and there's Outlook. I'm trying to think of the name of the publications. You get a publication in New York. I mean, you've really made it, like Frank Sinatra said. And one of the things that really got highlighted, and I thought was just minor, but was a big highlight, is that it's no longer a cutthroat business back in the day. It's all working together. It's like, you need help with this, you need help with that. I mean, you need help with a little marketing, you need help with music, you need help with whatever you're doing. It's like everybody is there to help you. There's no longer trying to fight for number one, grab hold of the number one. Everybody's got their own niche. Everybody's got their own number one. In this day and age, especially what we went through, especially pandemic, everybody is working together and everybody is helping each other.
That's actually the center of the whole way that I've been doing business the past, 10, 15 years in the music industry. But as of now, this past year, it really blew up on a big level. And I was actually talking to another interview the other day, and we actually kind of broke it down. I think there's an element of real humanity that came out of the pandemic, and that we're still in, obviously, but where people do want to do really cool things to help people. And that's how all this is, really taking off, I think. I mean, Get Tough, the name of the song is Get Tough. And the song is, the lyric is, get tough like Rocky, enough excuses, baby. And yeah, it's really, it's overcoming all the odds. It's, being the underdog and, surmounting all obstacles. And Manny Cabo, unbelievable singer, crushed it. Manny Cabo's from The Voice and La Voz. And I had Al Cardi on bass. He's played with Christina Aguilera, and he's toured with Alicia Keys and Ed Sheeran. It was mastered by Luca Pretolesi. He's from Studio DMI, and that's Lean On by Major Lazer, Blackpink, Bieber, David Guetta. But we had the horns from All the Lights from Kanye, Danny Flam, and we had the strings from Viva La Vida, Coldplay, Dave Eggar. So that's on this group, the full orchestra. And it's a real big sports anthem. So it's really resonating to kind of, people really want to get back to the gym. They want to work out on a regular level, but people really do want to overcome obstacles and level up and get better. And that's what this song represents. And it's kind of like the theme of the 9/11 show that we're going to be talking about in a bit too. It's a really, really powerful track, and extreme sports in the music video. And it's a very girl power reverse Rocky theme with girls basically doing all the Rocky training montages in the lyric video. So it came out really, really cool. I'm just stoked about it because it's doing so well. And it's really cool to be a part of something that's moving culture,
And it's very moving as well, too. And of course, getting back to with all the experience you had, drummer, DJ, writing, producing, and you sold out to a number of shows as well, too. And tell us how you first got started in this whole venture as well, too. Go back to the Wayback Machine, how you got started. I mean, you just have an amazing start.
Oh, yeah. This is the kind of thing where, so I've played, drums for a ton of artists. I've played, I've produced a ton of artists. I've music directed them for many years and helped, make them big stars and help them with their career. I got a call for playing with a Warner Brothers multi-platinum artist. His name was Out of Sight, and he had the hit "Tonight Is the Night." It was on Z100, all the stations everywhere. And
Elvis Duran, that's right.
Yeah, Elvis Duran, the whole nine, exactly. And I got the call, and I was like, yeah. So they had me record with them first, and then little by little, I worked my way into the camp and the crew. Music director calls me, and he goes, "Hey, we're putting a band together with him. Do you want to do it?" And it's like, "Yeah, sure. What do you need?" He goes, "I need you to be my cyborg drummer." Were his words exactly. And I was like,
"Cyborg drummer." It's like, what?
What's that? I had no idea what that was. He goes, "I need you to, DJ and drum and play pads and triggers, sample, do loops, and sing backup, run everything, help put the band together, band lead live, and then drum while doing that." And I was like, yeah, I'll absolutely do that. I can totally do that. Now, up to this moment, I was mainly an acoustic drummer. Like, I knew a little bit. I mean, I produced a lot of records on Pro Tools and that stuff, but the live electronic thing, I'll get around to it someday. That someday was that day. I hang up the phone. I go, oh no. I run the Guitar Center. I literally go and I buy all the stuff. And I sit there and I'm trying to figure out how to even plug the stuff in, YouTube tutorials, and a week of no sleep, barely eating. I get to the first rehearsal, I get through. Second rehearsal, do better. And then we do a gig at a college. And then the big gig, second gig, was opening for Bon Jovi.
Wow. Oh
no
my
pressure.
Gosh.
No pressure, but yeah. And funny thing is, the DJ tracks actually went down with the DJ that night. And I was able to use all my gear, like my pad gear. And I was able to save the day by playing the individual loop parts for each of the parts of the song to get through the set. The whole major label was there, and we got through, and we went on to do Lollapalooza and Warped Tour, Bamboozle Fest, ton of other gigs and everything with that. And then little by little, doing that on the road for so long, I realized I could put anyone out in front, or I could just do those records myself with my friends as, American Idol and Voice singers. And then I can just be the show, and you can see, like, this is the rig, this is
oh my gosh. I love that drum kit. Wow. Oh my gosh. Great. I'm trying to see up close here. Wow.
Yeah, it's gigantic, but basically it's a half seated, half standing drum kit. There's trigger pads all over it. And I basically DJ and drum simultaneously while jumping, screaming, hyping the crowd and all that. It's a really big deal, and it does the thing in both the DJ festival arena, and it does the thing for a live band arena, because you've got the tribal drum energy, but plus the electronics that are very modern. So that, with all the new hits that I've had and the millions of views and plays, and I'm now like verified on all social media. I got all the checks and hundreds of thousands of followers. It's been like a real crazy pandemic year of me really tripling down on drummageddon. And now, I'm going to be doing a bunch of big gigs and, selling out things, like headlining a bunch of gigs in New York and everything now too. So it's crazy.
Wow. I mean, you've lived a charmed life. I got to say that. I mean, it's just amazing. I'm very inspired. Wow.
It's a lot. No, it's a lot. It's just like, it's a lot of things going on at the same time. And I'm just really excited to be here and doing it. And there's an element of this independence. I mean, being a DIY independent artist, similar to yourself, we'd have to do it all. And a lot of people don't understand what that entails, but, you had to make that pillow. You had to get the mic. You had to learn how to do all this stuff. And then you have a platform and a voice now. And that all that energy, all that work eventually does come around, but it takes sometimes years. I mean, I toured without a sight years and years ago where I came up with this idea. And then it was only recently that I was able to fully actualize it in between other gigs that I was doing. And pandemic shut down a lot of gigs. So I jumped into this and it's really, really blowing up. It's really cool. So
that is so amazing. I mean, just amazing stuff you've done. And y'all go back a little bit. Who are some of your favorite artists, singers, musicians, and especially drummers growing up?
Oh my God, that's a great question. So Buddy Rich is my original favorite drummer of all time. He was originally a vaudeville, one of the highest paid vaudeville child stars. He was Traps the Boy Wonder. He was number 2 of all time, highest paid, and he was 3 years old. And
Buddy
he was a tap
Rich.
dancer.
Wow.
Yes, Buddy Rich. He soloed and he did tap dance and he also told jokes, like a full out act. That's why he had the whole package. And for me, it's like, man, he's an entertainer, he's a musician, he's an artist, and he's the best drummer in the world. That's the guy that I want to basically do a gritty reboot. So, how you looked at the old Batman back in the day, it's a little hokey, whatever. And now you see the Dark Knight and it's like, yeah, modern, whatever. I'm kind of like the modern version of what Buddy Rich would have done if he started like around my age is the vibe. And then other bands and artists that I love the band Muse. They're a UK band. They sell at arenas. They have a great combination of orchestral, rock, and electronic, and they have a nice balance. I'm kind of like the solo artist version of Muse mixed with something like a Nine Inch Nails or Prodigy for the darker stuff, or maybe like David Guetta or Tiesto or Zed, like the major DJ kind of stuff. And I love Zed. Zed is actually a drummer originally and a great keyboard player. He used to be in a Yes tribute band when he was a kid. And, so I really have roots for, DJs who've actually played instruments a lot. Sonny Skrillex actually was originally a lead singer and guitar player of a band too. So there's a lot of people who transitioned from straight acoustic music and band music to kind of the electronic DJ world. Those are the guys that I really like.
Wow, that is something. And how about some of your other favorite drummers growing up besides Buddy Rich?
Oh, God. Yeah, I had tons and tons. I mean, Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater was another really big one.
I love Dream Theater.
And Dream Theater, that's a funny story, too. So Dream Theater was one of my favorite bands growing up, and I started to get really good and really learn all their parts and everything. And I decided when they released their Scenes from a Memory album, I don't know if you remember that one, but Jordan Rudess's first album, he's the keyboard player. I actually did a production, the first stage production of that as an actual musical, and I hit up the band. I just cold called them and I said, hey guys, I'm doing this. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. And immediately they took me in with arms wide open and I started hanging out with them all the time. And then little by little, I've toured with the keyboard player at Dream Theater, Jordan Rudess, and played duo with him in Japan. I'm on his records, and I actually taught his drum instructional entire courses on his online conservatory and everything. And it's just wild because I was just a fan as a kid. I practiced my butt off and really learned the stuff. And then I put on something that was really different and unique. I hit them up and they were super nice and gracious. And now I'm friends with them all and I've worked with them. So it's like one of those surreal things where I had one moment, I'll tell you this, BB King's, back when it was still open. Mike Portnoy was playing with the side project Liquid Tension Experiment. And he's a monster. He's a great dude. He's a really amazing player. And he knew me for a long time now. We were friends for a while and everything. He was doing one set and then he took a break. He did another set. I go backstage to say hi. He's all sweaty. He has the sticks in his hand. He goes, hey, Charlie, what's up, man? I'm like, hey, Mike, what's up, man? And he looks at me and he goes, here, you play the next set. And he gives me the sticks. I take the sticks, I look at them and I go, yeah, I could actually probably play the next set because I knew the songs perfectly. We look at each other, we both looked at each other, we laughed, and it's funny. And, but he's such a big influence, growing up and everything. And he's recommended me for other really big gigs and everything that I've gotten. And Steve Smith from Journey is another great guy.
Oh, fantastic drummer.
Yeah, big fan of him. And he's the nicest dude. He helped get me my first big drum endorsement with Sonar. I've since switched over to Pearl. But I'm basically shout out to Pearl and Pearl drums, Pisces cymbals, Evans drum heads, Vic Firth sticks, and then a ton of other brands and everything that I represent. But yeah, Steve Smith is another great one. Carmine Apiece is another great one.
Amazing.
And I've actually played and toured now, subbing in for Carmine for Vanilla Fudge.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. And that was a gig where they called me. I was already playing with the lead singer, Mark Stein, the keyboard player, singer. And I was, just doing a couple Vanilla Fudge tunes. And he goes, hey, man, Carmine can't make these gigs on these tours. Can you do it? Yeah, sure. And it was literally me memorizing all the stuff. And they sing 4-part harmony, like strict, almost like barbershop quartet stuff. So I get on the, it's basically us headlining, Rick Derringer opening, Joey Milan from Badfinger, and Mitch Ryder. That's the bill. And we're headlining. They fly me in. Carmine gets off the tour, goes on another tour. I jump in, and we get a 20-minute sound check. No, it was a 5-minute sound check where we just literally just checked the drums really quick. 20-minute sound check in the hotel, working out vocal parts, and then full 90-minute headlining set I had to have memorized. No pressure. I did really well. The vocals the first day, we copied some of the same notes. We had to fix that the second day, but the whole rest of the tour went great. And it was like it was a treat because the way Carmine plays is so different than other drummers. He's doing cymbal chokes and, weird different things when, drummers still had personality back then. And Led Zeppelin opened for, Vanilla Fudge. For those of you guys who don't know, they opened for Vanilla Fudge on the first US tours, the first 2 tours.
Wow.
And that's how big Vanilla Fudge was on Ed Sullivan's show. You know what I mean? So it's like really
amazing.
Big. And, yeah. But I've been lucky enough to play with just about all like big people in all different genres, pop, rock, Latin music, and in, hip hop, funk, R&B, and jazz and fusion and everything. So it's been a real amazing treat. And then I kind of spun the musical wheel of genres, and I ended up doing like electronic EDM, which is modern pop, which is what's on the radio, which is similar to go back to the Buddy Rich thing. If he was here, he'd be playing the popular music of the time. Back then it was swing, it was big band, and that was dance music. And now I'm just doing what Buddy Rich did now, as a gritty reboot.
Something I was thinking about Buddy Rich, he could easily play for the drummer of Metallica. It's like, I was thinking about that. It's like he could easily fit in.
Oh yeah, no, and he played loud, and he also did some double bass stuff, and he was able to. His hands were just another thing entirely. I mean, he's amazing. But those are my influences in the whole thing, and yeah, I mean, it's been a real awesome journey so far, and we've got this amazing show. I can't wait to tell you about the 9/11 benefit. So,
I'm excited to talk about that. We'll talk about that in just 1 minute, along with some other things as well, too. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. SonicWeb Studios is the answer. SonicWeb Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and Emin Ailins. So grab your copy today for Goals Missing by Mia Molson-Zia Available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is a key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. Who doesn't miss grandma's meatballs, huh? The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whether if you get the grandma's recipes or just because, those smiles and tears will just melt your heart. Call Karen Shop, Picture This Photo Books at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books. Bring your memories back to life. They're whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. And check out the Mike Wagner Show on over 30 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter today, and check out the merchandise at themikewagnershow.com and also on Amazon. T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, throw pillows, tote bags, and a lot more. And check out the Me and Mos and Zia store on Amazon for great books and great merchandise. Make sure you check those out today. And don't forget to support us at themikewagnershow.com with your generous donation. Also on Anchor FM and PayPal. Make sure you do so today. We're here with the multi-talented cyborg, drummer, DJ, writer, producer, everything all in between. He is Charlie Z, best known as DRMGAN here on the Mike Wagner Show, and just an amazing background and what he's done so far. And before we talk about the upcoming 9/11 event, you also had an EP called World War III with the Mullet Party and Zombie Torpedo and Die Robot Die.
Wow, you actually found that. That's actually a very, very deep cut hidden thing. That's actually technically unreleased. It is released, but it's kind of on the DL. So that was the precursor to Escape from NYC, which is interesting because the pandemic hit and a lot of people did escape from New York City.
Sounds like one of those movies.
Which is one of those like premonition things and everything. But one of my favorite movies, I love cyberpunk, everything to do with Blade Runner and Matrix and everything. I dress that way. My kid is, half acoustic, half electronic, and I act like a cyborg the way I play. But that whole scene, Escape from New York City, is based off of Escape from New York. The the amazing John Carpenter film, where he wrote it, he produced it, he directed, he even wrote the theme for it. And Kurt Russell, I think it was, right?
Yeah. Kurt Russell. I remember watching Kurt Russell on Escape from New York. That was a very interesting movie. Loved it. Yeah,
Snake, Snake Plissken, and really amazing film. But that gritty, angry, cyberpunk dystopian future, that's the kind of vibe that I normally play with my music. And, there's always a little bit of a grit and edge and everything. But that's funny that you found that. But no, the whole record currently is Escape from NYC, which is Get Tough. It's Riot. It is Say Less, Be More. It is Zombie Torpedo. That made the cut for the actual EP. And then what else is Not Alone, 3-Page Letter, and Lucky Cat. Those are the tracks on the actual record, which is cool. So, and each have their own voice, which is really neat. So,
oh my gosh. I was kind of thinking about this other band, which is almost like similar to yours, Primus. Think about that. It's like, how they do the music. And it's like, and of course they talk about, what was it? Higgs or something. I remember playing it at a radio station I filled in along with Dream Theater a lot more. That was one of my favorites. Sabotage. And of course, along the lines of, heavy metal, death metal, the church and all that. I was just thinking about Primus. I love how they end it. Thank you. We suck.
Yes, I remember. Yep, Winona's Got a Big Brown Beaver. All those tracks are amazing. Yes. I remember, Dream Theater, Primus, the Sabotage guys I'm friends with now because of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra crew. So a lot of the guys. I love the
TSO. Every Christmas, I look forward to hearing what they got. I so look forward to it.
So good, and their live show is one of the best too. I mean, the pyro, and they have girls, and headbanging girls. It's just amazing. The whole show is just so tight and amazing. But that's the kind of thing too. There has to be some sort of hook or a spectacle or something that you can grab onto, and that's the way that I look at everything. Whether it's a lyric, whether it's I try to have a hook in every single thing I do. It's Charlie Z with the mohawk. It's Drummageddon with the crazy drum kit. It's each song has its own, like Not Alone. That's a good song that the lead singer from Velvet Revolver actually jumped on, which is really crazy. The track has a lyric in it. It is our destiny is true love in the end, and I was like, that's universal. That's for everyone. That's for all people. So I was like, what, that would look really good on some jewelry. So I started a jewelry line, and that's been actually going well. the Not Alone jewelry line, get tough, get tough like Rocky. Like, who wouldn't wear that? Like, of course, I want to get tough like Rocky. You hit the gym, you try to, overcome and everything. So I put an athletic wear line together. So each song has its own thing, and there's always a hook and a thing that, grabs you and pulls you in. And, I've just been really stoked that it's working. You put in all this work, you finish the songs, you spend tens of thousands of hours on it, and you put it out. It's like your baby, and you go like, all right, I hope you don't die,
So crap out of me now. I put so much hours in. Well, you know what?
Yeah, seriously, no. But that's that. And, the biggest thing that we're actually really excited about is this big 9/11 show. Soho Johnny, he's an amazing philanthropist in New York. He's kind of a celebrity in his own right, too. And he started the Let Me Help Foundation, Let Me Help Inc. It's a charitable organization, and we paired together for a 9/11 benefit on Saturday, 9/11, actually on 9/11 for the 20th anniversary of the attacks. It's during Fashion Week. It's going to be one of the biggest fashion weeks in a long time for the past couple of years. And it's a week before Broadway really reopens. So we're in this really awesome pocket of time. We're the only big charity, celebrity event. We're going to have a red carpet. We're going to have a fashion show where I'm bringing in a whole dance crew that's going to basically do flips down the runway, choreographed dance, which is crazy. We have a bunch of really big designers that jumped onto that. And we have an amazing bunch of talented people. We have Afro Man, we have Randy Edelman, we have Kim Sledge from Sister Sledge. And
oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah, we are family. We have Krisha Turner, the multi-platinum star. We have, tons and tons of people. Corey Feldman was, I think, going to show up too. And the cool part is I'm music directing the whole thing. I help put the whole thing together and plan all the things. I get to play with everyone because I'm going to just run all the stuff myself and drum along. And then I'm headlining at the end of the night. And yeah, Get Tough is going to be the theme of the entire thing for New York coming back. And we're going to have this amazing photo op moment at the end with, confetti blasts and the CO2 cannons and the whole crew out, every single celebrity. And it's just going to be such a special night. And I'm just really stoked. And, we have the Eventbrite ticket link up everywhere. It's on all my socials and at drummageddon, DRMAGDN. And it's up all there everywhere. But, I'm just stoked because I'm also, during this entire thing, since it's Fashion Week, I'm actually releasing the Get Tough athletic wear brand line, and then a Drummageddon couture line through Hisham Ben Slimane, or Hisham Benz for short. The Royals Paris is his line, and we're pairing together with him, and we have a couture brand. He's done the Moroccan royal family, J-Lo, and a bunch of other people's, stuff. He's coming down too, and like all these pieces are coming together, and it's mind-blowing how many things are happening at the same time. And, people are just really excited. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I just got onto Sirius XM radio on the NFL channel of all channels.
My goodness, of all things.
Because Get Tough, it's becoming a sports anthem. And it's, got the horns and the drive. And David Deal, the Hall of Fame New York Giants player, interviewed me. And it was like, man, this is like I'm talking to John Madden. This is crazy. We're talking about overcoming.
And you go this way, you go that way, this way, that way. This guy comes across, you do a little Madden board.
Exactly. So these things, and, and the other things that have been happening, I mean, I was in American Songwriter magazine, which is really, really crazy because, we were pushing and trying to get out all the press we can. And the one that was really, really big, it was Nile Rodgers from Chic, Alan Jackson, country music legend, and then Drummageddon with Not Alone. And it was in order. I was like, oh my God, how did this happen? It's so cool. New York Times picked it up too. I did the first maskless party in New York, and they put me in next to my singer who was on my gig at the time too. And she's the one who sang Say Less Be More, Ali Guercio. Manny Cabo and Jerome Bell are all the American Idol and Voice singers. They're going to be at the big 9/11 show too, and they're going to jump on stage and sing. And so it's like all the things are coming together. I'm just so excited and happy that it's really happening. It's mind blowing,
And definitely mind blowing as well too. And where can we find all your music at in the meantime?
It's literally at Drummageddon everywhere, DRMAGDN, and that's literally Spotify, that's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It's it's popped off on everything, all the platforms, and it's been really. That's the other cool part too. You know, my team. You know, Momo Entertainment, and I have Julia Farron, and then Eileen Shapiro, and World Star PR with Jimmy Starr and everything. So many people are just excited and helping. And even you, thank you so much for having me. I mean, this is awesome. So,
and of course, you're one of the best on the planet too. We'll talk about what's coming up in 2021 and beyond, and perhaps maybe a little bit of drums. We'll find out with Charlie Z from DRMGAN. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson Z of Missing, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Also brought to you by Picture This Photo Books. Remembering is the key ingredient. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. And we'll be back with the amazing, multi-talented cyborg drummer, DJ, and extraordinaire Charlie Z from DRMAGEDDN after this timeout. This edition of the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss Grandma's meatballs? The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whatever gift of Grandma's recipes, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bringing your memories back to life. They're whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. And if there's one thing you can count on in these unpredictable times, it's that you're in good hands getting some great radio, courtesy of The Mike Wagner Show.
We're back with the amazing cyborg drummer, DJ, writer, producer extraordinaire, Charlie Z from DRMAGEDDN here on the Mike Wagner Show. And before we talk about what's coming up in 2021 and beyond, and I love your drum kit back there, and maybe you can do a little drum solo for us.
I might be able to. Now the issue is I'm on the wrong Zoom. If I went on my laptop, I'd be able to connect it. I'm on my phone, unfortunately, but no. You can just show a video and everything. You can just go to the YouTube. You can grab one of the videos and everything, throw that in there at that point. But no, the kit is amazing. I'll show you the kit one more time. I'll give you a little bit of over the shoulder thing. Basically, the drum set is half seated, half standing. And basically there are drums behind my head. So I can play them backwards. I can play them forwards. I can literally scream into the mic and hype the crowd. I have trigger pads and everything on everything. So I basically do all the electronics simultaneously. And it's a real, this is the live stream kit, and I bring out a slightly smaller kit when I tour, but that kit is everything. That's a Pearl drum kit, Pisces cymbals, Evans drum heads, Vickford sticks, and Audix mics, and Dream Ears, in-ears. I'm trying to think of PreSonus preamps, all the different endorsers. And
wow.
And the biggest thing too is since I've actually become, a little bit more known as DRMGAN and as Charlie Z, as solo artist, a lot of brands have been partnering with me, which has been a little weird and surreal because I came from the era, which you probably remember, where you don't sell out, right? You don't, you got to keep it just the music and the art, and I remember Pearl Jam back in the day, you know, when they wouldn't do any shows through Ticketmaster.
I remember that. Yes. And they end up playing like, you know, what it was like cow pastures or rodeos. And it's like, yeah, and then the cops hired her like the mall cops or something. Oh my gosh, that was a disaster.
Yeah. And I never saw them live because of that. And they were one of my favorite bands of all time. And it's like, oh man, you know, and eventually they gave up on that and they went to Ticketmaster venues after, you know, they got older. But it was a noble idea, a noble cause, and it was a different time, you know, whereas now it's almost built into the entire infrastructure of what everyone is doing. When you get a certain level of popularity, sponsors, you get endorsements, you get, you know, I'm a spokesperson, a brand ambassador for people now. And, you know, I've got the blue check and a lot of followers and all that stuff. And it's been interesting to have brands approach you. Like there's a social media network that's launching this fall that they had me do their whole commercial campaign. And I jumped in and I was like, hey, you know, I can just do one spot or I can do your campaign. And I did that's the other thing too. All my music videos, all the editing, the video editing and the shooting and all that, I've done that myself on an iPhone, you know? Wow. So yeah,
amazing,
you know, except for gettough. Like gettough, I had people send me stuff from around the world with all the flips and all that stuff, but 3-page letter, it looks like I rented out New York City, you know, to do the entire video. No, it's literally time-lapse video using an iPhone 11 Pro. And I just put in a Adobe Premiere and I did all the edits myself. So when I sat down with, you know, this company, they're called Boo Noob. It's like a new Google plus, it's like Google plus Facebook plus Eventbrite, like a little bit of a social network for ticketing and that thing. I actually created their whole campaign. I put my song, I gave them a slogan, you know, I did the voiceover, I put myself in the commercial, I cut up all their stuff and came out amazing. And that's the kind of thing that people didn't have access to back in the day. Mm-hmm. We needed the record labels. We needed the infrastructure that was built for us to go through the CDs or records or tapes or even 8-tracks or whatever. Now it's such a wild, wild west of, you know, streaming, and we can kind of do all the content ourselves. I mean, you and I are talking to each other in 2 separate locations in the world, and it's, you know, we're recording it on my iPhone and your computer, and it's amazing, and it's coming out great. It's so cool, you know?
And it's like two people having a conversation, especially over a cup of coffee. It's like, thank you, Zoom, for everything you do. Yes.
Seriously. Oh, the Broncos. That's awesome.
well, let me tell you a side story about it here is that reason why I got this Denver Bronco mug, although I've been a Packer fan since birth, is that, you know, I don't drink coffee out of my Packer mugs. They're very sacred. I got this one at like $10 at Shopco in Custer, South Dakota. It's in the Black Hills. Is because every time we're missing something, you lose something. But then my kids will go out and buy these trinkets. My wife was buying like these, you know, black rocks and, you know, something valuable. And here I am. I found this on sale. I wanted to take something home. And this is how the Mike Wagner Show got started. I was on a trip and I said to myself, I need to do something different. Had to get away from where I was at. The Black Hills was beautiful. And of course, Mount Rushmore was great. And of course, Crazy Horse I was impressed with. Devil's Tower out of Wyoming, I was blown away by with Close Encounters. I interviewed Joe Alves. He was a production guy behind Close Encounters. And I picked this up, $10. And I said, this has been the best investment I've made too. So, oh my gosh. I mean,
see, that's where it all started. You know what I mean? It's just that one thing that made it start. And you know, I've been playing for so many years. It's been crazy. And it's a blessing that I'm still able to drum for a living. You know, ultimately, that's my number one love. That's my passion, is everything that I do is around me drumming. You know what I mean? So if it's a giant show with the video screens and the light show and, you know, crazy effects and all that stuff, it still comes down to the art of drumming. And I wrote songs that are really cool, that are very, you know, heartfelt. They're different moments of my life and different things. Like Not Alone is about, you know, picking yourself up with all your friends and family after, you know, tons of stuff being thrown at you. You know, 3-page letter is about, you know, heartbreak and loss, which we all felt in the whole pandemic situation. And, you know, Get Tough is like, you know, overcoming the fear and the obstacles of daily life and really trying to level up. And it's the underdog. And Say Less, Be More is, you know, what it sounds like. It's, you kind of just want to live life, you know, without saying too much and just letting your actions speak louder than your words. You know, these are the things and the morals under the songs that I really feel deep inside that I wanted to get out there. and those have been really resonating. And, to have each of the singers jump on these songs like Ali or Jerome or Manny, it's kind of surreal. And they're all my friends. I've worked with them tons on other gigs and on their own gigs. And, it's just this really positive thing. And everyone that I know now are pretty much at the top of each industry. And we're all kind of getting together on the 9/11 show and a bunch of other charity and philanthropy things. And it's just such a cool thing to be able to just do everything together, and now we're in the family.
Yes, that's right. And family is important. I got to say that. And just a few more things. Charlie, you've been amazing with DRMGAN here on the Mike Wagner Show. And who do you consider your biggest influence in your career?
Oh, God. I mean, I'll say God, Jesus, God, that kind of a thing. I got to give it up to that, and then I'll also say, my parents, and I'll say my family, and I'll also say actually believing in yourself. That's something that as a producer, music director, and drummer for other artists, I didn't quite understand. I'd always support and, rah-rah, cheerleader, everyone else and everything. But when you're an artist, when you're the guy behind the mic, when you're the guy who's doing the thing, when it's your name and ass on the line, that's when you really feel the immediacy of, how do you say it? The immediacy of the self-doubt. Is it really good enough? Is this good enough? Is this going to go where it needs to go? Is this going to do what it needs to actually do? And that's in those moments you go like, okay, I know what's good. I know what's not. This is good. This is not. We're going to put it out and it's going to be great. And that's how it's been, man. It's been awesome. And I'm just so stoked. Thank you for having me.
And not a problem. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Right now, don't stop. You're at the door. It's unlocked. The golden door is already unlocked. You're right in front of it. You think that you're still miles and miles away. It's literally right there. All you have to do is turn that knob, open it up, walk through, and have all the things that you need to have to do the thing you need to do. It's all right there in front of you. Just do it.
That's amazing advice, and I love the golden door theory. Once again, Charlie Z with DRMGAN here on the Mike Wagner Show. Charlie, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing, inspirational. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back in 2021 and beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your stuff?
It's all at DRMAGDN, DRMAGDN. Once again, DRMAGDN. And that's
DRMAGDN. Sounds like a cheerleading song. Rah, rah, rah.
Which is at the end, incidentally. And I'll tell you that one last thing. At the end of Get Tough, there's a cheerleading chant that I did, right? And it's actually a whole crew and myself chanting the letters DRMAGDN at the end of Get Tough, because no one can say the name. They think Dr. Magdin. They're very confused, but it's DRMAGEDDN, DRMAGDN. So rock and roll.
DRMAGDN, yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Once again, Charlie from DRMGAN, thank you very much for your time. You've been absolutely inspirational. Love having you back, and do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back in 2021 and beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch. You're doing absolutely terrific, and let's do this again very soon.
Definitely. Thank you, Mike.
Picture this photo books, where remembering is the key ingredient. Preserving memories, keeping the memories of your loved ones alive as they reach in and touch your heart. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whether it's a gift of past holidays, grandma's recipes, long ago moments, or just because, those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809. Once again, that's 646-798-0809. Or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites, we give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.